guys? Hey, so this is why you can't win in court, part 4. Now, from the beginning in society, as you're growing up, they talk the police up like they're good people. In fact, they're probably the opposite of that, because they're backstabbers and liars. Okay? Now, it's basically a setup. So, as time goes and you get arrested and you're blown away that you can't believe this, and you go through all the mental phases and stuff that happens, you know, the arguing, the lying, the twisting and things like that, that you don't know what to do because you're not a professional and you've never been taught anything in school, especially legal stuff in school. That's the furthest thing that away from anything that you may learn. And it's a planned destruction. Okay, and they did it to your parents too. So whenever it comes to the system, they're going to do the opposite to cause you problems to where you have to pay for the attorney. That's all a setup. So they will take the other position and they will back the plaintiff. Whoever makes the complaint is 100% right. And then the person that's the defendant on the other end is always wrong. And they don't even want to know the real story. So as time goes on and you start looking into these things, most people don't go to the computer and they don't go to the books and they don't look into things to understand concepts. And those people are very easy to get. They get them over and over and over their whole lives. Every time the police see them, they're like, get them, let's talk to them, let's see their ID, let's frisk them, let's just start down the list of things we could get them for, until we see that maybe they're lying about something, or they twist it up and then the police accuse them of things like resisting arrest or anything, any number of things that could happen. So they're trying to escalate things. It's a business. They're making money. That's why you can't win. Okay? Yes, they'll pick on poor people because, you know, everyone has that account that they can debit money from. You know, and they use the SSA 445A form from Social Security, and they use the GSA bonds, and I'm sure that you've heard of some of that. Now, as time goes on and you get arrested, woo, you got arrested. I mean, what's that mean? You know, what does arrested mean? In your mind, you know, it believes that now all these things have attacked you, and you're in big, big trouble, and you know you are. No matter what you know or your level of education, the word arrest will make, you know, instill fear in you. So as time goes on and you get the liar and you end up in court and you're so nervous, you can't hardly sleep, it's tearing you up from the inside out, and they go through the normal things that the attorneys and the prosecutor and the judge have planned, and the clerk is in on it too. The clerk is the main problem. The clerk has the treasury account at the IRS. That's the same thing, Treasury and IRS. It's the collections division for the Treasury. So the clerk is the one that creates the trust in the all capital name, or whatever name she does it in. And they all pretend and they all go along with things, and they all contribute to these Ponzi schemes, if you've seen my other videos. And then as you go through court, and the lawyer might file motions only because he has to, and he might do an angle that might get you relief, depending on how much you're paying him. And then, you know, you're so fed up with it that you'll take it to trial because you know you're in your mind, body, and soul that you're absolutely right. They can't prove it because they got to prove it, don't they? Well, is standing up there saying it really proving it? calling in their expert that they pay, is that really proving it? You know, doing that psychological evaluation that they pay for, does that prove that you're competent or incompetent? You know, I'll bet you'll be proven competent, because then they can pulverize you because you knew what you were doing according to the professionals they pay. Now, as time goes on and you go to the jury trial and they do all these motions and they have all these errors that are harmless, they're sitting in the back room in the judges' chambers deciding that they're going to decide one way, and they're going to decide the court's way, and then they're going to put you in prison. And no, it's not over. The Ponzi scheme continues. So then you go to prison for that year and a half if you pay a big lump sum of money. You know, and you might win on appeal in a year and a half. So the thing about it is, there's a money exchange after the conviction to go into an appeal. And I'm sure that there's several and multiple different types of appeals. You can try to knock down information or knock down so-called evidence or challenge the evidence after you've been convicted. And of course that costs money for people to test things or to discover new ideas with other professionals that join your team to make money from you. Now, they can make money from you and they can put the paperwork in and they can get money from the government for you. Or you can sell your house and your sister and your brother can sell their house and your dad and your mom can pull out their retirement and their 401k and give it to your lawyer. You know, that'll put a big smile on their face because they just know you can win. That's because if you put in the right wording and you understand how the appeals work, every case is a winner, every case is a loser. So it's vague and ambiguous depending on the power that the people put into the documents for you. So your case goes on and on and on, and it might go on for 20 years, depending on how much money you can pay. It really is this way. So the judges and the prosecutors will all agree that you can argue with the Supreme Court, but yet they're going to go ahead and end that contract with them, and they're going to put you in prison, and then you can go through the other attorneys or whoever it is, or the Innocent Project or whatever, and money is going to be paid for your issues or the inferior process that they did to you to get the Supreme Court to rule in your favor. So it's not just the 9 innings of the game. Once you're convicted, there's 9 more innings. You know, you can get witnesses and you can come up with newly discovered evidence, and it's just on and on. There's so much magic. This whole system makes money for those so-called professionals. So I hope this series of videos, 1 through 4, will give you some insight and understanding. Please give me a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you later.